Okay, so this is an example for using the stat function. So as I said before, so we need a struct the stat, and so we need that one. Okay, so this is extra. Okay, and then after that, so I'm going to pass the first argument of the stat. So I'm going to give it as a first argument of the binary file, and after that, so as you see here, so I'm passing basically the address of the file stat here. This is the variable, okay? So I'm using, so by indicating the ampersand here at the beginning, so I'm saying that, okay, I want to pass the address of the file stat, the variable. And okay, so here, and I'm printing out basically the first step. I'm printing out the size of the file. So so as I told you that, okay, so this struct contains different elements that I can use that, for example, for different reasons. So the first, for example, one of the elements is just st_size, indicating the size of the file. And okay, so here the rest is stmod, so I can use stmod. And so if you add the stmod with the different modes here, I can find that what is the permission of the file. For example, if I use the s for the so for the USR, this is a user. I'm going to so indicate that, okay, it has a read permission, it has a write permission, or it has execute permission. Okay, with these three. So if this so if I have the ampersand, the AND of the IRUSR with the stmod is basically true, it means that, okay, I have the basically read permission and I write R. Otherwise, I put a dash. Okay. So I have the same thing basically for the also for the write and X. So you can repeat this, or this basically all of this is just indicating the permission for the user, right? The USR. I can repeat this basically for the group owner. So as you can see here, GRP, and also for the other. So if you remember, so we had the three categories: user, or maybe the owner, and a group owner, and finally the other. Okay. So, but the point is that, okay, I should pass a file to the stat function and then inquiry this stuff. Okay. Okay, so first of all, okay, so this is the permission of the stat function. As you can see, is read, write, and then read for the group owner and also the other. Okay, so I'm going to run the stat, and I'm going to pass this file stat.test. Okay. So as you can see, so okay, the size of the file is 0. And as you can see, okay, the size of the file is 0, and then read, write, and then we don't have execute for the user part in the first 3. Okay. Is that clear? Okay. So the next basically function that I'm going to introduce is just change mode. Okay, so by the change mode, I can modify the access permission of the file. So first of all here, so I'm calling the change mode, and after that, okay, so I'm passing to the change mode function the first argument. It is the argument of the main function, and after that, I'm going to basically indicate giving the read, write, execute for the user and also for the group owner. Okay, I'm giving the full permission for the first 2 categories, and then for the other permission, I'm just giving the read and write permission. I'm not giving the execution permission to the other. Okay, and after that, okay, I want to use the stat function in order to see that, okay, printing out all of the user, group, and also the other. In order to verify that, okay, something that I indicated here is true or not. Okay. So first of all, I try to compile. And I'm going to, so first of all, okay, so if you check, so we have read write and read read, okay? But I'm going to modify that. Okay, so as you can see at the beginning, so I verified, so we had only read write and read read. And after that, so I run the chmod, and you see that, okay, I have the full permission, but I didn't basically give the execution permission to the other. And also I try to verify with the ls command outside after executing, so I see that, okay, it's true. Okay?
Permission, you set them inside the script of the C file.
Inside of the C code, yes. So if inside of the inside of chmod here, so I was indicating the read write execute for the user, read write execute for the group, but read only read and write to the other.
You force them.
Yes, and after that I try to use the stat that we discussed in order to verify that, okay, it's true or not.
It's true. Okay.
So the next thing is using the chown function. Okay, so this is basically, as you see, so we have this file, and the user and also the group owner of this user is basically Masood. Okay, this is the user that who creates basically this file. And so as you remember, so I had the two user in this system. I have the another one. I have the another user in this system. I'm going to basically modify the ownership. I'm just giving the ownership from this user. I'm giving to the another one. So let's just check what is inside. So first of all, okay. So here we need a stat. Okay, in order to print out the permission. Okay. So I want to first of all with the stat inquiry the owner and also the group owner of the file. Okay. So again, I pass the file with the first argument of the main, and after that I'm trying to modify the ownership, and I'm giving to the user with the UID of the 1001 and the group ID of the 1001. Okay. So this is the number of the group ID. So if you check inside, do you remember that, okay, I introduced you the one file inside of the system that is basically containing all of these numbers and also the username. So if you remember, so if you remember, for example here, the user Masood, it has the user ID of 1000, also group ID of 1000. Okay? But the user Mansoor, this is another one, it has a basically user ID of 1001 and a group ID of 1001. Okay? I'm just, as you remember, so the file that I created here, so basically the user is just Masood, okay? The UID is 1000. And I'm going to basically get the ownership from this user 1000. And I give it to the another one. That basically the UID is 1001.
Is there a system call to get the UID, or
you don't need the system code because it's just this is a text file. Yes, you can. Also, there is a there is a get entry, so you can also use that kind of function. Yeah. So this is as you can see, I'm just giving to 1001 that this is the another one, and finally I'm printing out the stuff again to inquiry that what is about the applying the change owner. Okay, is that clear? Okay, but again, in order to be clear, so So this is basically, this is the okay. Okay, so actually operation not permitted, that this is very obvious. So I cannot change the ownership of the file, so I need a sudo. Okay. So, but as you can see here, okay, the original owner was 1000, so this is another user, and I just modified it to the 1001. And so let's also to verify that here. So as you see, so the owner and also group owner is modified to the new one. Okay.
So,
It's not possible to change even if it is your file. You cannot give ownership to another.
It seems that it needs permission to modify that.
even though.
Okay, so, okay, and then the next one that I'm going to introduce you is just, okay, so creating a directory. So these are just very simple functions. Okay, I'm going to create a directory, okay? So I'm indicating the mode here. So as you can see here, I give the mode by the numbers. So also you remember the numbers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, I try to verify. I'm going to create a directory, right? And at the beginning, I want to verify that, okay, this basically, I'm going to create a directory. First of all, I want to be sure that there is not a directory in the system with the same name, okay? So, but here, so this is the reason I put it here. If the output is -1, so it seems that, okay, I'm going to basically inquiry about the directory that is called testdir. But if there is not such directory in my system, so I receive an error, right? So the stat function doesn't work, and so I receive a -1, and so I'm going to create a directory here. And with this specific basically permission. And then after that, but actually if already there is, so I will indicate that, okay, directory exists. But let's verify. We don't have here anything regarding to the test dir. So as you can see, there is no such file or directory. But okay, and after that, so as you can see, I have now in the system the test directory. Well, it's very simple function. After that, okay, the another function is just another code is just removing a directory. Okay, but in order to remove, so it is exactly the opposite situation. I should have this. I should have basically this directory inside of the file system, and then with the rmdir, I just pass the name of the directory, and I'm going to remove that.
Just a question about the previous one.
Yeah.
For permission, we need to specify them in octal representation.
So you can
the mode. Yeah.
so you can use the mode. So if you remember, I told you there are two versions. So
yeah, octal or
Yeah.
explicit.
as the explicit one, you say that I need this.
Yeah.
Okay. But I introduce you to both of them
Yeah. But in this case, we have used the octal.
because we use the octal. So, but you can use the both of them.
The zero in the first zero is for the
No, so you okay? So no, because we had three, right?
yes.
So the fourth one. So you don't need to know about the fourth one, because if I want to tell you about the fourth one, okay.
It is sticky.
Yes, sticky bits. Yes,
But
if the sticky
is
bits.
the first one or the last one?
No, it's the first one. Yes.
So
So-
zero.
But you don't need to know about those stuff.
0700 means 7 to the user, 00 to the other.
The first one is for the user, second one for the group, and last one
Yes,
is for the
okay.
class.
So
Yes.
nothing to
But
do.
yes, but for the first one, you don't need to know.
The first one, the first zero.
Yes. Okay, and then here I'm going to remove basically the directory. Okay. So as you can see, okay. So after that, so I don't have the directory anymore in the system. And the next thing is basically is opening up a directory, reading the content, and then closing that. So this is the function. So this is the code. So first of all, I need a dir data type. So it's just if you remember for the file, we need to have a file, and then after that, so in order to open up a stream, in order to opening a file, so there we need a file, but here we need a dir data type, and after that we need a drent data structure. So the content of that, so you can see basically the name of the file, the type of the type. And so here for the opening a directory, so simply I need to path basically the path of the directory that I'm going to open up. Okay, so here I'm going to open up /home. I want to see that what is inside. So first of all, it says /home, and after that, okay, read the content of that. But for the first, basically, first of all, I need basically the handler. So it's just like a file, so I need to path basically this descriptor. I need to path it to the read dir, and after that read the content. So as I said before, okay, so inside of the this inf, there is a d underline name, so we can verify also later. D underline name is basically is the name of the so this is the name of the is the name of the, basically there is a list. For example, you are reading something, so there is a list of the content of the directory, so you can basically read what is inside, okay, by the d underline name. And after that, finally we need to basically close it by introducing the descriptor here. Okay.
What about the struct dirent?
It is just okay, so you can verify what is inside. There are just I suppose the 3 or 4 elements inside. Okay. But the important one that you may need that is just the underline name. Okay, so but
it's a predefined struct in
yes,
the included file.
Yes.
Okay, in dirent.
Yes, it's predefined. So, but you need it actually in order to opening up a directory, because you need a handler, you need a descriptor basically in order to path it to different. Yes, it's just very similar to the. So by running basically this code, I expect that okay, I just list the content of the /home directory. Okay. Okay, so well, let me also I give you the what is inside. So as you can see, okay, by ls command I just received the 2 elements. So and also you can see by executing this one, basically this binary file, that this binary file is just compiled of the OpenDIR. So we received just these 2 elements. Okay. So the next thing is just about the link. Okay, so about the umask. This is about the umask. Okay, so the umask is okay. So as I told you here, so just first of all, let me I give you one example. So I'm going to introduce one file to the system. I use the touch command in order to test. When I verify what is the permission for a test, so as you can see, it already has a permission here. Okay, read write, read. Okay, if I'm going to modify basically this default permission, I can use the umask. Okay. Also here we have. So if you are going to see that what is the default umask that you are working now, basically you can use the umask, and after that you can see that okay, what is your umask now. So I have 0, 0 and 2, 2. Okay, but you can also modify that here inside of the code. So we need a mode underline T in order to preserve the previous old mask. So here I'm going to printing out what is the previous old mask, and after that, okay, by umask, I'm introducing basically the new umask. But when I introduce basically the new umask, okay, so the effective permission is just like the mode. Okay, so when I'm going to create a new file in the system, okay, the effective permission is just mode and with the not of the umask. So it means that, okay, if I just here, I'm just saying that, okay, read, write, execute to the group owner, okay? So it means that, okay, I'm going to remove, when you specify, I'm going to remove this from the permission here that I'm indicating.
So basically,
For example, here in this example, okay, I'm giving basically read, write, execute to the user, read, write, execute to the other, and read, write, execute to the group, okay? But because the umask, I'm indicating the read, write, execute to the group, an effective permission is just like I'm just read, write, execute to the user and read, write, execute to the other. I'm just removing to the group, okay? And also, okay, by the create function, so I can create a file to the system. Can generate a file to the system. So you need to indicate basically the name of the file, and you specify the modes as the regular one that we see, and the error handling, and so after that, okay, you can see. So let's execute it. Okay, so I just verify. Okay, it's creating a file. It's called umask.txt. Okay, but as you see, we don't have the such file in the system. We have only umask.c only. Okay. Okay, so first of all, it's indicating, okay, my old umask is 18, and it must create a file umask.txt. And as you see, okay, I'm giving the read, write, execute to the user, read, write, execute to the other, but I'm just basically eliminating the read, write, execute to the group. Okay. So you can use the umask in order to modify the default permission for the file when you create them. Is that clear?
Yeah, two questions. First question is that the umask is per user and per session. So when I turn off.
So if you, okay, all of this stuff you can modify it in the bash rc function, but is
Okay.
I'm not going to do.
The beginning. And the second one, if I say for terminal touch and I create a file, the umask how it acts, which is the first permission when I just run a touch command it gives from the folder.
From the I don't understand. I don't know what.
Like if I create a file with the touch command,
Yes.
simple, and then there is this umask, which is the starting mode
Okay, so if you
from which the umask is subtracting.
I'll give you the example. It's just like that. This is something that is my observation for the files. So we can use it like this one. You can just use a 666 minus to the umask. So this is the effective permission. And for the folders, it's just 777 minus umask, and then this is the effective permission.
And this is the fold.
For the folder 777 minus the umask, and for the file is 66 minus. So if you see that for now it is just 022, okay? So if you remove 666 minus 022, it's just 644. So as you can see, when I created the file, it was just RW and then RR. Okay, so this is 644.
So basically, when you create a file with touch,
Yeah.
the default permissions that you get without chmod after to change them depend on
the
your
umask.
actual umask
Yep.
that you have,
Yes.
because it influences
Yes.
this
Yeah.
setting.
Yes. Yes. Okay, is that clear? Okay, so the next thing I'm going to introduce you is just link. Okay, so the link. So if you have just one file, and you are going to create a link to that file, so you can use the link. You can use link function. Okay. So for the link, okay, so you need to path basically the two arguments. The first argument must exist in the system. Okay. This is something that I'm going to make a link to that. But the second one is just a new link. I don't need to have it in the system. Okay. the path to. This is something that this is the link that I'm going to create to the first one, to the first function. Okay, as you can see, the path 1 is file 1, that it must exist in the system, and the path 2 is linked to file 1. This is a link that I'm going to create. And so if the link is not successful, okay, printing out the errors, otherwise, okay. So, but there is something here that I'm going to give you, just a simple description. So I use if, diff, link, and else, and if. So in the C compiler, okay, so you can use you can define some macros. Okay, so the macros is just some constant in the system that, for example, you give a name, for example, to a constant, or maybe to just maybe a simple function. Okay. Here I'm saying that if in the system there is you find the definition of the link, so execute this part. And if you don't find the definition of the link, so execute this part. Okay. In the first part, I'm just creating a link, and in the second part, I'm just destroying the link. Okay. But it's not possible. Okay. When I create a link and after that removing the link, so I don't see anything out. So when I compile this code, I just pass also one macro that this is just okay. So by -d, so you can introduce a macro. You can define a macro to the system. So here I'm saying that okay, I'm compiling the code link.c, and the output is the binary. The output is link. And I'm defining a macro in the system that the macro is just link. So usually we use this type of basically macros when you have a code and you are going to have two paths for the execution. For example, you are going to have some codes you are going to run in a debug mode or maybe in the normal mode. Okay. So by introducing the macros, maybe you can say that okay, the compiler, okay, which path is your execution path. Okay. But here, okay, so let's see what will happen here. But okay, so I have an error because already I don't have the file 1 in the system. Okay, but I create the file 1 and I'm just opening up with I write it down test. So as you can see, okay, the file 1 I created, and inside is just a text, simply is just test. Okay, and after that I'm going to create a link. And when I see here, what was the file of the so link to file 1. So as you can see, okay, I created a link that is just, it has the same content. But the point is that here, if I modify some things from the first file, for example, adding some things, when you open up your link, so you will see exactly the same. Okay.
Okay.
But so I had the okay. So link to file 1. Okay. So this is link to file 1. Okay. So and for the next time, I'm going to compile my code without introducing the link. So it means that okay, I'm going to basically run the second part on link. Okay.
Just like
so when you see, okay, the linking part was removed. Okay, so because inside of the link, so you see that okay, I didn't introduce the link, and so I'm executing basically this part. Okay. So I'm saying that okay, I'm just unlinking destroying the link that I created. Okay.
yeah. Question, but you execute the binary that is uppercase link,
Yeah.
but how you? I mean, I can't understand how it can. Because it creates it inside. Oh, okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. But then why you do run Vim? Why you need Vim?
No, I just show you what is the content. I just open up the file to show that what is the content of the file one, link to file one.
Yeah, but okay. I didn't see char star part 3 defined as a link to file 1.
Okay.
Is it creating a soft or a link, which is the difference?
No, this is a soft.
The difference.
Basically, I suppose that the difference is just for I know than this stuff, but I'm not going to go to those stuff.
We
Yeah,
just
yeah.